So I'm just gonna tell you. Remember the riff? I got a little riffraff update for you. I've got a little riffraff update. Jabroni, technically speaking, Jabroni update. Those of you who've been following me since at least last year, talking about Jabroni. My dad lives with an old guy that cut his house into like a little apartment building in the back, separate. My dad lives there, pays him rent. In Jabroni, that kind of Jabroni. Oh man, can I move in? I got to bring my trailer on your property. Just run an extension cord over, and I'll help you work on the lawnmowers because the old man works on lawnmowers. Not my old man, the old man my dad lives with in his house, whatever. Didn't really work out. He pretty much was a mooch, and he's bringing trash all over the property. I'm gonna bring these over. Old man, Jabroni, get your stuff and get the hell out of here. I've had enough. But periodically, Jabroni would come back, and I've had a few Jabroni stories over the last year and a half or so. My dad says he's here tonight. Joe, I got a Jabroni update. Really? Yeah. Jabroni came, man. He used to come by recently and he'd stay, most of the day. Oh, I'm going to help the old man fix lawnmowers. And really, he doesn't. Brings his own crap over, leaves it there. Old man, tired of him. It now turns out that the place where he's staying at, Trailerville, whatever it is, they're raising the rent on him. He feels like they're trying to do it on purpose to kick him out of there. They want to get rid of him. It's funny you should say that, Jabroni, because that's the same thing my dad was saying when you lived with them on their property. Get rid of this freaking guy. He is a nightmare. So now he's trying to weasel his way back in to the old man's property. The old man says, I've told Steve, my dad, I told Steve, the whole backyard, the whole back property is his. That's his spot. What he says goes. And Steve don't want you back there. So you can't come back. And my dad was pleased as punch. As I say, pleased as punch. The old timers say that anyways. Speaking of riffraff, this little minor update. He's trying to weasel his way back in. The old man's like, I give him a little inch, give him another inch, he takes a foot. He's trying to get back on the property again. He wants to bring his trailer back here. My dad says, dude, if you allow him back here, I'm going to blow my brains out. He goes, don't worry, he's not coming back. Speaking of riffraff, remember I told you in the apartment that the house we rented before we got this house, little Zachy next door, riffraff next door. Remember those stories, the riffraff next door to me? And I said, Zachy, why are you kicking the bike tire, the spokes, whatever, my kids' wheels? Zachy, why are you even kicking it? Like, he gives me the riffraff face. Zachy, why are you even kicking it? What's the point of kicking her tire? Speaking of riffraff face, I want you to take a look at this right now. You know who that is? Democratic Socialist Ocasio-Cortez couldn't name the 3 branches of government. But she's going to tell you how she's going to come in and fix things. We're going to give everything away for free. And well, how are we going to pay for this? Remember they were asking, how do you plan on paying for this? We'll find a way. Don't worry about that now. We'll find a way to do it. Love will find a way. Love might find a way, but stealing money from people to pay for other people's stuff ain't gonna find a way unless you're down with OPP. You down with OPP? Cortez is down with OPP, but she don't know the 3 branches of government T. If you need more evidence that Democratic Socialist Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, whatever, who at 29 years old is the youngest woman ever elected to Congress, isn't ready for prime time. Here it is. Oh, hold on. She also set up a GoFundMe page recently. Please help me afford the apartment that I can't afford yet because my congressional salary hasn't kicked in. When it does, I'll be able to afford it. But right now, I need help. Can anyone? And they found out that's kind of illegal, so she had to take her page down. I bet she's going to make a great, as Tony the Tiger once said, great congresswoman. You don't think she's going to take in campaign contributions, i.e., bribes? I mean, you don't think she's a prime candidate for that, do you? Here's her serious face. Here, Miss Cortez. That we've heard recently that the pharmaceutical industry has been really going heavy duty on campaign contributions to you. We're looking at this as a payoff. Is there anything? What do you feel about that? That look says it all. During a conference call with prospective far-left candidates over the weekend, Ocasio-Cortez advised her comrades that time for the revolution is at hand. We need to work our butts off to make sure that we take back all three chambers of Congress. All three branch chambers of government, the presidency, the Senate, and the House in 2020. We can't start working in 2020. Executive branch, judicial branch, legislative. Do we actually have it? Hold on.
Our butts off to make sure that we take back all three chambers of Congress, all three chambers of government, the presidency, the Senate, and the House in 2020. We can't start working in 2020.
But this is only the latest in an embarrassment stream of slip-ups and gaffes from Ocasio-Cortez, who has a degree in economics from Boston University, but has spent most of her time since graduating working in restaurants and nonprofits. Since being thrust into the limelight after her upset primary win, Ocasio-Cortez has claimed that unemployment is low because everybody has two jobs. That's actually not how it works. Struggling to explain Israel's occupation of Palestine, claimed that the upper middle class doesn't exist anymore. Actually, it's growing, the upper middle class. And wrongly accused Joe Crowley, the Democratic leader whom she defeated in an upset primary win, of plotting a third-party run against her, which he wasn't and didn't. And perhaps most memorably of all, she told Chris Cuomo over the summer that Medicare for all would be much cheaper than the current system because the current healthcare cost data don't factor in the funeral costs for all those who die for lack of healthcare. That's all you get, son. That's all you get. That's for Cortez. Thank you. Peace out.